Good day, everyone. Our part was all about ACEs, the effective cognitive experience for self learning approach. At the end of the topic, the student should be able to differentiate approach with strategy, define the ACEs approach, enumerate the advantages and disadvantages of film showing strategy, and the last one, appreciate film showing as a teaching and learning strategy. So, the effective cognitive experience for self-learning approach or the ACEs is based on the interaction of cognitive and affective elements in learners. It is based on the concept that the teacher is the facilitator of values learning. Cognitive means the activity of mind towards knowing an object or its intellectual functioning in the full grasp of reality, while the affective refers to the feeling or the emotional aspect of experience and learning. The confluent theory as a basis of the ACEs teaching approach. The theory provides for the flowing together and interaction of the affective and cognitive elements in individual and group learning. On the confluent theory of education, which believes in the simultaneous development of cognitive and affective aspect of learner that enhance the wholeness of his or her well-being. Ibig sabihin, magkasabay ang pag-unlad o paglago o pag-develop ng cognitive at affective aspect. Yan ang ibig sabihin ng confluent, which refers to the process of holistic learning involving body, mind, emotion, and spirit. In this process, the student learn multidimensionally about themselves and others. At the same time, they are learning the traditional active matters. The teacher as a facilitator of affective and cognitive learning. Values are caught, not taught. It means that values or behavior are learned from the people who practice them instead of being told. We catch these values by seeing them live by example. The values that we actually live are rather than purely thought. The ACES teaching approach puts a heavy premium on the affective development of the students, not because the affective scope precedes the other dimensions, but because the former serves as the most vital force in the integration of the students' personality for a fuller and viable way of life. This approach, therefore, makes the learners become more aware of themselves, their assets, and liabilities, learn to maintain and reinforce their strength, replace their liabilities with positive traits.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Clarkin May Jellering, and I am the one who report uh, the ACEs. So, the ACEs methodology and phases of value learning. One employs both inductive and deductive. So, deductive method is a reasoning of a logical process in which a conclusion is based on the concordance of multiple premises that are generally assumed to be true. While the inductive reasoning is a method of drawing conclusion by going from the specific of the general. So this is the phases of value learning. First is the learning trigger phase. Uh, the learning trigger phase is calm behavior is not maintained. Some students may move out of the calm phase and into phase 2. Value clarification offers a way to understand what is important to us and set a path to incorporate these values into our daily life. Next is directive phase or inculcation phase. Next, the second is action phase. So here is the phases of learning process of value learning. Here is the modeling setting activity. Phase 1 learning trigger activity. Phase 2 value clarification analysis. Phase 3 directive abstraction, and phase 4 is action application. So here is the seven elements of andragogical process. The first one is climate settings. Climate of mutual respect is about everyone being valued for who they bring to the table. Climate of collaborativeness. A climate of mutual trust, an environment that cultivates mutual respect, honesty, and open communication. Next, climate of supportiveness. Next is climate of openness and authenticity. Next is climate of pleasure and climate of humans. Second is involving learners in mutual planning. Third is involving participants in diagnosing their needs for learning. Four is involving learners in formulating their learning's objective. Five is involving learners in designing learning plans. Six is involving learners carry out their learning plans. Seven is involving learners in evaluating their learnings. Learners.
Film showing as a teaching strategy. Formerly, films or motion pictures were thought to be meaning for recreation and amusement only. Today, they are increasingly used as a device for teaching. They are an indispensable means of education and instruction. They bring an element of realism onto the classroom, which cannot be obtained by any other of medium of instruction. It says that film showing as a teaching strategy can help students gain a deeper understanding, just like, for example, history can be quite challenging for some students when they have to read books alone. Advantage: films are comfortable, familiar medium to contemporary students that keep the student interest in the story and concept under discussion. Student can see the theories and concept in action in more than a figurative sense. Theories in more than a figurative sense, theories and concepts leap from the screen. The advantages of film showing is that it provides engagement and increases the motivation of students towards a particular subject, and it helps students properly express themselves. That's all. Thank you.